Just before we get into the video, guys, please, in the comments down below, let me know, are you guys planning on doing a Road to Glory? Are you guys planning on spending a ton of money on this next upcoming FIFA? Just let me know. It helps me understand where you guys are at, and I love reading the comments. So let me know in the comments down below how much money you guys are planning on spending. Oh boy, do we have an interesting video today. We have a video. Good morning, by the way. Good morning to everybody around the world. Thank you guys so much for the support. This is going to be the 2 weeks of insane pre-content coming your way. So if you guys are wanting to get prepared for FIFA 20, know everything about what's going on, menus, gameplay, trading, market, everything, man. Anything you need to know about FIFA, I would say notifications on. I never plug that, but I'm going to be single uploading every single day on my channel until FIFA 20. So it's going to be the pre-series. Last year, I started making content on this game or pre-game August 15th. Now it's September 2nd, so we've got a lot of things to crunch in a short amount of time. The 18th and the 19th is when the early EA Access comes out, so we have a lot of stuff we got to get out pretty early, and EA Access is going to be on both consoles this year, man. So, you know, it's going to be crazy, man. So make sure you guys are watching the videos on the channel. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be going up. I am delaying some of my actual trading content or my actual market content just a little bit, just because of all of the Twitter traders, everybody. There's a lot of people that are right now fishing around for information to copy and paste. So I don't want to make it accessible that early on my YouTube channel. Even though YouTube is public, I'm gonna kind of make sure we'll do that at the end of this week. We'll start posting on that. So let's get into it, guys. Today's video is a very interesting topic. It's a topic that I want to talk about this year. Should you spend FIFA points on FIFA 20? Oh, the answer is no and yes. There's two answers to it, and I'll walk you guys through my thoughts on both answers for you guys, and maybe it can help direct or guide you guys in a way that, you know, you weren't able to be directed before. So, yeah, should you spend FIFA points on FIFA 20? Well, let me be honest with you guys. Yes, it does help a lot early on to get a kickstart. For me, I run a Road to Glory. I don't spend FIFA points. I haven't spent FIFA points in 17, I believe, as the last time. I can't confirm that, but I think it's somewhere around there. I don't feel the need to spend FIFA points. Now, are they useful? Yes, they are actually pretty useful early on. If you are going to, I'm going to repeat this twice for you guys. If you are going to spend FIFA points on any time of the year or any certain reason, the time of the year would be the first day or the first few days of FIFA 20. That would be the best time to spend it. And why is that? If you spend FIFA points early on, you can actually make the most of your money because you're going to be giving yourself the chance to pack players when they're at their peak value. What do I mean by that? Early on, guys, you will open up a pack in FIFA, and you will probably pack, let's say you pack Gabriel Jesus early on in FIFA. He's going to be an 83 rated player, and right now he's literally SBC fodder. He's 4,000 coins. But if you open a pack early on in the first day or two and you pack this guy, he's probably going to be 50 to 100K. So that's what I mean by making the most of your money. So also, EA is going to be changing pack weights, so you guys know how that goes. But it also is it's going to help you a lot, because another thing that spending FIFA points early on is going to do, and look, you guys know, man, I'm honest with you guys. I'm not going to sit here and say don't spend FIFA points. I'm not one of those people. If your thing is packs and your thing is spending FIFA points, that's fine. But let me also help you guys, because if you guys are spending money early on, the goal would be to actually not just necessarily buy a team, but also trade the money a little bit and invest it, right? Because you're going to have a lot more FIFA your FIFA points are going to give you a lot more coins than a lot of other users on FIFA Ultimate Team. You're going to have that kind of kickstart that a lot of other people won't actually have. So make sure if you are spending money early on that you do help yourself, and make sure you're watching the market watch videos. Make sure you're taking action with some of the trades, man. There's a lot of things that will be happening. There'll be players that are going to go into once to watch, which means their gold card's going to go out of packs, stuff like that. Maybe start to put in a certain percentage. Say, hey, you know what? I'm spending $500 worth of FIFA points, right? So early on, the average, I would say the average value of a pack early on, if you're spending FIFA points. So let's say you're spending 24,000 FIFA points, which is $200 worth of FIFA points. I would say that you should be making about 150 to 200K per 12K FIFA points. So I would say you'd probably come away with 300 to 400K. If you get a lot of pack luck, maybe 500K if you're spending that much. So that's a lot of money, right? That is a lot of money early on in FIFA that people didn't have. You will be able to you'll be able to do a lot with those FIFA points because you'll have those coins then, and then you'll be able to use those coins to kind of trade up. And not a lot of people are going to have that money to trade up. So what will happen eventually is if you buy a card that's 100K and you want to try him out, there's a good chance that 3 hours later after you use him that he'll be worth more because the inflation continues to build early on because nobody has coins, so everything's undervalued, and then things will build up. Now, how should you go about it if you're spending FIFA points? How should you do it? I personally think if you are a guy that is taking time off of work, time off of anything, vacation, to play FIFA 20 early on, you should do drafts. Drafts are the best thing you guys can do. If you are a player that is a Gold 1 Plus player, you should be doing FUT drafts. The online draft at the moment would cost you 300 FIFA points or 12k coins to join. And in that way, let's say you're spending 12,000 FIFA points. That means that you would get 4 times 3, 1,200 would be 4 drafts. And if you multiply that, I think that's 40 drafts. My math is terrible. I think that's 40 drafts, though. I think you would literally get 40 online drafts. So if you have the time, that's the best value for your coins or for your FIFA points, because let's say you win the draft. At worst, you're going to get like 50 to 70k worth of packs. Whereas if you're just opening packs, right? Let's say you're just opening packs and you have 24,000 FIFA points. If you open 2 of these, that's 300 FIFA points you've used, right? So that's 15,000 coins of pack value that you've just gone through. Whereas the 15k that's used for the draft, if you guys end up winning the draft, or you guys end up getting, I would say at least 2 rounds in the draft. If you can get at least 2 rounds into the draft, then that is more worth it. If you're a bad FIFA player, then yeah, you're going to, unfortunately, I would say just stick to packs, because the draft is not the easiest. You'd have to be a good FIFA player to do that. Also, you don't know if you're a good FIFA player because next year's game is a lot different than this year's. So yeah, I would say that the perfect mix would be, let's say you're spending 12k FIFA points on the game. The perfect mix would be to say, hey, I'm setting aside 7,000 FIFA points for opening packs, right? Then you get your pack fill, you get your urge to do that, because trust me, I know you guys, man, I have that urge too. It's terrible for me in the beginning, and that's why luckily I actually have a mod that lets me open packs on his account early on. Otherwise, I'd be a freaking mess. But let's say you set aside that 7k FIFA points for that urge that you have, and set aside another 5,000 FIFA points just for drafts, right? And that's going to get you like a ton of drafts. You'll be able to play like 16 drafts, 20 drafts. And with that draft money, what you're going to be able to do is, one, if you're a decent player, you'll be able to get way better packs. So I also think draft packs have a boost in the beginning. And also, not only will you be able to maximize, your pack value or things like that, you'll also learn how to play the game a little bit better. Instead of just sitting there and spending FIFA points, you'll start to play the game a little bit. You'll learn the mechanics a little. You start to get better and prepare yourselves for that first upcoming weekend league. Now, let's get back to the fact of the matter of this video. Should you spend FIFA points? Guys, honestly, no, these are not worth it at all. The only thing that FIFA points would help you with, and this is what I advise you guys right now, if you're a guy that is on the borderline and you want to spend a lot of money because you don't want to have to do the low budget or the silver trading, I would spend $20 or $40. Spend that little amount, get yourself that 100K, that whatever it is, 50K, 60K, and allow yourself to skip that part of the silver trading. The silver trading is brutal, and it's terrible, and I hate it, and there's nothing worse than it, but it's a part of the road to glory, the bronze packs, the silver trading. That's something that this amount of FIFA points would help you skip. But all in all, are FIFA points worth it? No, it's crazy that you have to spend $100 to make only 150 or 200K. I make that in my sleep on this game. So it's kind of crazy that you have to spend $100 to get that much. Is it a scam? Yeah, it's kind of a scam. But early on, I do actually think it would help some of you guys progress way past doing this, right? Like doing this all day. It's terrible, right? It's like, it's not fun. And it really does suck to have to sit here and open up bronze packs when you could just be spending FIFA points and skipping this part of it. Now, another thing that FIFA points may help you with is getting players in your squad early on. Let's say you're a guy that's going to spend $500. There is an actual good chance that you will be able to early on go over to the icon market and do some damage there. What I will tell you guys with the market on FIFA 20, the market will only rise a ton when the full game comes out. So if you're planning on getting EA access, if you're planning on getting early access, EA access is the one that's going to come out, I think 3 or 4 days or 5 days before the early access. The early access comes out 3 days before the full game release. You will see on the early access, the market will die for a little bit when everybody gets on, starts opening their packs, and then it will start to go up as people progress on that. When the full game comes out, it's going to go wild, right? But you have to use, guys, the EA access if you're planning on doing that 5-day period. You have to use that to the best of your ability. You get 10 hours. There's been a glitch with it. I'm not sure if it's going to do it this year. We'll do another video looking into that. But you have to try to spend your best amount of time on that, grinding up and getting coins, because what will happen is that there will be a certain point in time where the market will just start to get ridiculously high, and you either, one, you want to have a team, or two, you want to have coins on and be trading players and invest in players before they go up too much. Now, something with FIFA points overall that would help you guys early on is the team of the week. Early on, if you spend FIFA points, you're going to be able to invest into an exclusive team of the week that is usually only available on EA Access / the web app. So it's a very rare team of the week. So you guys will be able to usually have the ability to go in and have those extra coins to invest in Team of the Week 1. A big one this year was Timo Werner. Timo Werner literally went up 150K from Team of the Week 1. Trust me, I remember it. You've got to be careful when you invest in Team of the Week 1 as well, because you've got players like Cancelo that could be kind of that double player, because he could potentially be getting that ones to watch. So that's something that you got to be careful with, because I remember last year when he got the ones to watch, his card actually depleted in value a ton. It did not do that well. Just in general, guys, it didn't do that well because, well, he got the ones to watch. So he had double the rating, double the value, and he was already pre-upgraded. So there are going to be some players that you're going to want to do. And also, you're going to have those FIFA points that are going to get you those coins early. And what can you do with those coins early on that you can't do if you don't spend FIFA points? Well, you guys can invest in discard investments. That's going to be big, man. Discard investing is something that is absolutely massive. That concept, guys, is essentially, you have a card like Alvaro that's Spanish in La Liga and 82 rated, right? So at a certain point in time, what he'll be able to do is give you certain links to certain players in SBC solutions when the icon SBCs start to come out. When the better SBCs start to come out, this kind of player will give you the ability to buy this card at 10K and sell it another week at 20K. Whereas if you're not spending FIFA points, you may struggle a little bit because you're still trading. You don't have the coins necessarily to invest. That's kind of the deal with the FIFA points, is that they may help you early on get those extra coins to kind of invest, or get the extra coins to get a team while you still have the coins to trade. So let's talk about it overall. Do you need to spend FIFA points? No. I'm the #1 PlayStation trader. I haven't spent FIFA points this year. You just don't need to. Do they help you early on? Yeah, they do help you early on, guys. I'll be honest with you. That would be my ideal scenario. I think you guys, if you're looking to spend FIFA points, I think a really good way to do it, I would personally spend 2,200 FIFA points or 4,600 FIFA points. If you get one player above 80 rated, that's going to be a nice little 2, 3, 4K. If you get a big-time player, maybe you make 10, 15K. And no, you probably shouldn't hold those players that you pack, because you want to get the coins and start progressing upwards with trading. This will really help you if you're spending the 2,200 or the 4,600 FIFA points. This will really help you skip this kind of thing, right? Where you're kind of doing this, and you're kind of doing this, and you're setting up a filter, and you're going onto the market, and you're doing this, right? You're bidding on a silver because you only have 2,000 coins. You're flipping it at 1,000 coins. Then you've got to wait, right? You've got to wait to get it sold, and then you have the coins to move on and go further. So that's going to help you skip this process. Some people watching this video really enjoy that grind. I like it too. I think it's a grind that's worthwhile. I think it's a grind that you have to evaluate and say, hey, that's a grind that's pretty fun. Some people really like the silver and the bronze grind, and some people really embrace that aspect of trading early on. I embrace it too, because guys, look, I do that on my channel. This is something that is a big part of my channel. This is something that I do as a road to glory. Like, this is what I do. You'll see me early on when I'm streaming or things like that, doing that, man. And if you're a guy that just spends FIFA points out of the pack urge, talk to a friend, right? See a friend and see, hey, are you spending a lot of money on this game? And if you have a friend that's loading up $1,000, be like, yo, dude, can I open up $200 or $100 worth of your FIFA points just to kind of get my pack urge? Don't just spend FIFA points because, one, you're watching a streamer that's opening FIFA points, right? The point of the streamer opening FIFA points, and this is also another thing that I would advise you guys to do. If you're watching a streamer that opened FIFA points, just watch the streamer. If you're a guy that, is craving that FIFA point thing, go on twitch.tv and go watch a live streamer that's opening FIFA points. I'll be on one of my mods accounts opening FIFA points. There will be a ton of people all around Twitch that are going to be doing FIFA points. You guys can go watch them open packs. You can watch their big walkout. Don't let yourself fall into the spiral of having to spend money to kind of be a part of the culture or embrace the culture, right? I think a lot of people get stuck into that kind of loop of feeling like they have to spend FIFA points for the sake of it. Whereas I think that there's a big up and coming thing with FIFA points, and the thing is not spending FIFA points. I think that's kind of been the cooler thing to do, man, the last few years. Like, not actually spending FIFA points, and then, maybe the beginning is a little hard, but then you progress, and in the spring you've got some team like this, right? And you're like, yo, this is what I was able to do without FIFA points. Now, something that I would tell you guys that is very important, okay, to the concept of not spending FIFA points, and this is why at the end of the day I will probably always rate it a little bit higher than spending FIFA points. When you don't spend FIFA points, you have a higher attachment to your club. I personally know a ton of people that spent about $1,000 in the first week of FIFA, and after 2 or 3 months of the game, they had a God Squad, or they just lost their interest of the game. That is a big deal, man, in FIFA. If you don't spend FIFA points on your club, the chances are that when an SBC comes out, you'll have a harder decision doing it or not. And two, you will just watch every move that you do just a little bit more, and you'll be just a little bit more proud of every good move you do. And that's kind of like my biggest advice I can give anybody. If you're a person that struggles to stay on a game, or a person that struggles to stay really committed to a game, then spending no FIFA points is definitely your way to go. I know a ton of people this year that decided to not do it and follow my stream. They were wickedly involved in the market. They were wickedly involved in grinding rewards. The grind for them was, yes, maybe at times stressful, but second of all, it was important and way more useful to them than the idea of spending FIFA points. A lot of the time, I could tell you guys, people I know that spent a lot of money early on this year and just stopped playing the game because it just got boring to them. And that's something that I would say is a really big deal. So those are probably the people that are spending more than $100 on the game. That's probably somebody that I'm speaking to there. I think if you spend anywhere in this amount right here, one, financially, it's most likely not going to cause you a lot of trouble because, yeah, the difference between $20 and $100 is a lot, especially on a video game. And two, I think you guys, by the time you skip that silver period, you're going to forget that you even spend money because this is not a lot of money to really make that huge impact. It will make a small impact, but it won't make that like massive impact. So yeah, I mean, the conversation is crazy with FIFA points as well, guys, because let's be honest right now and talk about this before we end the video. FIFA 19 was the worst video game that has ever been released. I swear to God, I would rather play like a Family Guy video game or something than play this game. It is a wreck. It is not a football game, and it defies anything that football has ever taught us from watching the sport. So I think you guys got to keep that in mind rolling on into FIFA 20. I just think that FIFA points are not a good look early on because you're basically giving EA more money, for the concept of for the idea that they released this game, that they somehow released this game. But if FIFA 20 turns out to be a good game, the gameplay is good, go ahead, go spend FIFA points. EA deserves it, but EA has not deserved FIFA points, I think, in a long time. And I also think that there's still a scam in a way because these pack probabilities are kind of weird, right? Because you can see the percentages over a certain amount, but you can't really see the pinpoint percentages, especially when they release a promo. It's all weird and stuff, so there's a lot that goes into it, guys. I know there's a lot of decisions that you guys are going to make about FIFA points in the upcoming weeks. I would say the bottom line is you don't need to go overkill with them. You don't need to spend a lot of money. If I were you, the ideal scenario would be opening, man, maybe like 2,200 or 4,600 and just grinding drafts early on, man. Like maybe that's what you do. You spend $40 or $20 and you get unlimited drafts, right? You get to use the players, you get to try out different players, see who you maybe want to get in your squad, who's overpowered for you. You learn the mechanics a little bit, and then you also get better pack rewards instead of just doing the 4,600 and opening all these packs right here. That's kind of the thing. So maybe you guys spend 4,600, you spend these on these drafts, and that's kind of the way you guys do it. That might be the best way for you guys to go ahead and do it. I don't really know necessarily, the overall the best way to do it, but that, in my opinion, if I were to do it one way, I would probably try to do it in that way, where I would open them maybe like 1,000 FIFA points worth of packs, and then I would head over onto the draft screen and start doing drafts. That's probably the best way you guys could do it. Thank you guys for watching the video today. Hopefully the video helped you guys a bit. I wouldn't spend too much money on the game next year. I'm going to have you guys covered with content. There's a ton of other people that will have you guys covered with content. I'm going to have like daily uploads with the market and the game. I'm going to have streams like 4, 5, 3, 6 hours a day. So I just think that you guys got to be smart with it. You're not going to need to necessarily at all times. So just keep that in mind, guys, as you go. And yeah, let's get ready for the FIFA 20 content, man. Tons more videos coming on the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in a video soon. Peace out.